Welcome everyone. What an exciting one-day special for a weekend. This is brilliant. Lots and lots of people want to do their own dressmaking. And of course, when you are dressmaking, you are making either for you or a specific person. So although you might have their measurements, you can't keep them there for the whole of the dressmaking process because they could be stood there for days, couldn't they? Wait, are you finished yet? Are you done yet? And that's why you need one of these. And actually, I think there's a way one of these makes you feel as well, actually. So if you want to, you want to feel like one of those contestants on one of those fabulous sort of reality shows, you kind of know what I'm going with here, then I think you're definitely going to love this. I'm not on my own for this one-day special. Right the way across the next 24 hours, Rosella is here. Hello, hello,
Well,
hello.
hello.
Oh, sorry. There you are. I don't know. Behind you. You know that when it comes to working with fabric and dressmaking, because you are a dressmaker yourself as well, aren't you? That actually, if you're making for either you or you're making for someone else, then it's, you can get their measurements once, but you can't have them standing there for the whole time. It would just be crazy.
Yeah.
And also, something like this just allows your creative juices to get flowing as well, doesn't it?
Definitely. I mean, ultimately, you're creating a body double.
Yeah.
So you're making yourself there, or indeed, if you are creating for someone else, you're also creating a double for them too. Yeah. But then, yeah, exactly that. So it's to make the dress, to look at the dress, but then how does it flow?
Yes.
Maybe you want to add embellishments. It's of course you can add it flat on the table, but
Yeah.
actually if you are pinning, you're seeing exactly how it looks.
Yes.
Now, one of the great things about this, of course, Derek, is that, because it's really hard to
Yeah.
see the back of you.
Yeah.
You can do it in the mirror, but as soon as you do, that hem drops, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it means that you can turn it around. You can look at your dress from the back. How does it look? Even on, how does it look on certain parts of us that may be sticking out?
And that's the thing, we're all so beautifully different, aren't we? Actually, it just so happens that Rosella and I are both on the slightly more petite size in terms of height. And that makes clothes buying very, very difficult. How often you might be that shape where you feel like everything you buy needs to be adjusted. Well, actually being able to make your own garments actually means that you truly make for the size and the shape that you are, because we're all beautifully different. So what this form allows you to do is, as Rosella says, create a body double and adjust that to the size that you are, because you've got 11 points. Let me just show you. You've got 11 points of adjustment on this form. Now, the one-day special, let's just talk to you about that, and then we'll talk to you about what this does as well. Now, it's not just for making dresses, for making blouses, for making jackets, for making full length as well. You're going to absolutely love it, whether you're making for yourself, whether you're making for someone else as well. Now, this one should be sold at $149.99. It is a Millwood product. Millwood are absolutely amazing, as you'll know. Any of you that quilt or dressmake or work with fabric at all, you know what a trusted brand Millwood are. We have got this 24-hour window of opportunity to not sell this for $149.99. We're going to take a third of that price away for our one-day special, making it just $99.99. And you might think, OK, well, what's so special about that, Derek? Well, it's a third less, first of all, of the price that it could be. But secondly, what we have over pretty much any shop that you go and shop with right now is this. Your ability to split that down into 3 payments of just £33.33, interest-free, hassle-free. It means you can order it, and we've got the stock right here. It's not coming from anywhere else. There is no delayed dispatch right now. $33.33, and this goes straight out to you right now, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Now, let me go through the sizes that this one-day special will cover. Now, dress sizes, it will fit sizes 8 to 16. But then let's talk about the other measurements on this as well. So bust measurements, you can go from 33 to a 41-inch bust on this, and even more as well, as I will avert my eyes later and Rosella will demonstrate how you could make a fuller bust if you want to go even fuller than that. The waist measurements that this will adjust to and from, 26 to 35 inches for you, and your hip measurements 36 to 44 inches. But again, even with the hip measurements, what you can do is, if you're even fuller in the hip than that, is you can actually add layers of wadding to the outside, pin it to the actual form itself, and make that slightly wider. And how this works, well, we'll talk about how this works in a wee while. We have actually two different configurations of this as well. So this runs size 8 to 16. Now, can I just suggest that if you want one of these, and you've probably done your homework, and you've probably seen the prices that these kind of things do retail for. I did a very similar product on television about 4 years ago, and I think the price was around about 140. The price that we should be selling for here is 149.99. We are saving a third of that price, but only as the one-day special. So between now and 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, or when the stock sells out, whichever comes first, and it will be gone. And we'll take you through the whole concept of how these adjustable dress forms work a little bit later. So let me show you first of all the image for this, shall we? And then I want to show you the other size that we have available as well. So if you want one that runs to a slightly higher dress size, then we absolutely can then for you, not a problem, because there are two versions of this. Oh, thank you, Molly, darling. Oh, you're amazing. You're amazing. She was so ready for that. Right, you can adjust it up and down as well, by the way. And you can also extend the body, because actually, if like me, I'm 5'3" 3¾ the 3/4 being very crucial, but I actually feel like I've got quite a long body in relation to a very, very short inside leg. So what you can actually do is you can actually raise the bust or lower the waist, whichever way you want to describe it. Now, this is the other option that we have available on the show as well. So this is the slightly fuller version. So this will fit a size 14 to a size 20. And again, let me talk to you about the other crucial measurements that this will cover for you. So in terms of your... Oh, hang on. Have I got it? Oh, I'm not sure if I've got it actually on this one, have I? Right, let's go. So bust is what, darling? Sorry. 39 to 47 inches. And the waist, 32 to 40. And the hips, 41 to 49 inches. But of course, as we've mentioned, you can add to the bust. You can add to the hips.
Can I just interject as well there, Derek?
Yes.
If you are sort of in between, maybe you're a 14 to 16, you're thinking, oh, OK, which side am I going to go? Go for the smaller. We can add a little bit of padding, but
yes,
we can't take it away.
Yes.
So if you are on that cusp, go small.
Yeah. Absolutely. OK, so the price tag for this one is $109.99. Again, you can see our price tag should be $158.99 for this. So you've got those two different choices. But can I tell you that the availability of this is much scarcer than our one-day special? We were able to negotiate a big stock for our one-day special for our primary option, but we only have a 1/10 of the stock available of this option. So if you want the 14 to 20, which is the slightly fuller sizes, OK, 10% of the stock of this has already sold and gone, but we have a minuscule stock of these in comparison to our main one-day special. So if you want this, again, I would say sooner rather than later. 771-851 is your item number for this one. Here's the picture of it, and they are brilliant. And we mustn't forget as well, you also have a way of being able to mark the hem, Rosella, as you go round as well.
You do, and we'll look at that in detail, exactly how we do it. But that's a really, really great feature, which you'll know if you've ever made any clothes at all of your own.
Yeah, absolutely, brilliant. The other thing about that, of course, is if you cut straight from a pattern, assuming what the hem will be, if you are slightly fuller in the bust, then that brings the hem up at the front. And could leave you longer at the back and shorter at the front. And what a to-do that would be if you've used a lovely fabric. Talking of which, oh, nice bridge, nice bridge. Now, something else, obviously our main focus will be on the dress forms in this hour, but I've got to, I just could not show you these fabrics that we have, because the deal that we have and the quality that we have and the choice that we have right now, and remember this is the first of the one-day special hours over the next 24 hours, we have this amazing Fabric Freedom drape fabric, a 3-metre length of your choice of fabrics here for just $13.97 for 3 meters in length of this incredible fabric. Here are your options. We've got the spot fabric here, which is, I think, did you say this was the most limited, Kirsty, or have I just made that up? White spot chiffon. We have the pink carnations. We have the navy and pink wave. We have the, sorry, which one? Pink floral chevron. We have the bumblebees, which we think is going to be massively, massively popular. And we have the white floral chiffon. Forgive me, sorry, I tried to repeat Kirsty's words there. Try and keep up with the names of them as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different options. Whichever one you take, and you take multiples if you want to. Okay, pink floral and bumblebees, massively, massively popular already. So be as quick as you possibly can. I can't believe that 3 metres, Rosella. That's crazy, isn't it?
It is, and you know, it's absolutely beautiful, and it's just so fine, this drape as well. If you want to sort of open one out to have a look at it, because I think you really, really need to see this fabric. This is just the most gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. You're going to really enjoy playing.
An enormous, enormous amount. Oh, I've just wrecked the set, as always. But, yeah, you can see that actually is quite a lovely medium weight drape. It has got some nice weight to it, actually.
Yes, it has. So I'm thinking blouses are going to be particularly beautiful in this. Maybe you want a lovely long flowing dress for the, because we're going to have another week of summer at some point, aren't we?
Yeah, of course we are.
And you're going to make something very, very beautiful with this. It's easy to stitch as well, and we'll be doing some stitching over the next few shows. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, fine fabric. It's going to go really, really well with the patterns on the show as well.
I'm just under there, Marcus. We're just about to get to it. Hang on, there it is. Bumblebees. Bumblebees are limited already. The bumblebee fabric is limited already. We didn't have a lot of that, and you've gone straight in and grabbed it. Now listen, we have got some other fabrics on the show as well, but again, just remind yourselves here, we've got 3 meters of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colour options on that drape fabric there for you for £13.97. Now that's 14. What's 4s into 14? 4, 8, 12 and a bit, isn't it? So it's about £3.50 a metre it works out, something like that. That's ridiculous. And it's fabulous quality as well. Really, really nice. OK. Is it? 4, 8, 12. Oh, OK, £4.66 a metre. Still, that's really, really good, though. Absolutely brilliant. OK, so grab that while you can. The other fabrics that we have on the show are these lovely cotton lawns, and they are... oh, I love them. I love, love, love. Now, this is a 1 metre this time. The quality of these lawns is just tremendous, let me tell you. I love the 2 florals. I do love this one as well. When they sit next to the other 2, this might push this into the shade just a little bit. But as a standalone fabric, it is absolutely beautiful. So that's the baby pink floral, and then you've got the fuchsia floral, and you've got the pink cobalt floral as well, so the blue or the fuchsia, and I think those 2 are going to be the first to go out, because there's a little slight nod and suggestion to something rather grander there, don't you think? £12.99. It is, I believe, it is cut from the bolt as well. So if you order more than 1 unit, you'll get it as 1 continuous length. So if you order 2 metres of one or 4 metres of another, it will come as 1 rather than pre-cut 1 metres. They are amazing. Right. OK, very, very quickly. Now, Rosella, when we were in our prep meeting for this show, looked at, and she knows everything that's in this bundle. This is a Millwood bundle. It's a Sewing Essentials bundle, and looked at the price of it and said that can't be right. Like, it simply cannot be right. Like, how can all of that be just £15.99? You can buy the pieces individually, but you're making extra savings by getting it all together here. And when we say essentials, my word, your tape measure here will cover all possibilities, let me tell you, because it's 1.2 metres long. It's enormous, isn't it?
It's I believe
In
it's...
fact, is it longer than that?
I think it's a lot longer than that.
Hang on, I'm just going to pick this up, Marcus, sorry, just for a second.
It is.
300 centimetres,
Yeah,
3 metres
it's 3
long.
metres.
Sorry, I beg your pardon, yes. 3 metres.
That is an awful long tape measure. So if you are creating curtains, anything like that,
Yeah, it'd be
it's
fine.
perfect. Absolutely. Instead of that, moving along.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Do the whole thing. 3 metres long. That's handy, isn't it? See, that's future-proof for you. What else do we have in our bundle? Well, we've got our seam ripper is in here. You've also got... You've got your tracing paper in there. Your chalk pencils are in there as well. Can I just show you the overall? Because the overall is I mean, it's stunning. Because you get your machine needles in there, and don't they say every new project, new machine
Yep.
needle. You've got your dressmaking pins in there. You've got your big pack of tracing paper. You also have your marking pencils. You've got your shearing elastic as well, which is brilliant for gathers. You can also use that in jewellery making as well. That's a real big bundle, actually, if you're just starting out in your dressmaking. Just as useful for you if you're a quilter or do anything with fabric, quite frankly. Plique, anything you like. 388483 is your item number for that at $15.99. Right, we're talking patterns now as well, because we can't talk dressmaking without having some patterns to go with. You will have seen the Emporia patterns on shows before. I think I've been on, I think it was with Sasha recently, our Sasha Fancy, making these, and they're all named after lovely ladies. So we've got Alice and Cassie and Frida and Sienna on this show here, and you get all 4 of the patterns. Here they are. Have a closer look, why don't you? It's beautiful. And you can get this bundle on flexible payments as well there for you. So you're making a nice little saving there. Break it into 2 flexis, £27.98. Now, the Emporia patterns are brilliant, Rosella, if you are just starting out in dressmaking. They do take you from zero to hero, don't they?
They certainly do. They are really easy to follow. We'll have a good look at them, but you've got great instructions on that. And these are paper patterns. They're not tissue patterns. They're really good quality paper patterns.
They are. They're really, really beautiful, and they make lovely designs as well. You might have seen of some of the designs before, because they are super, super beautiful. I love them. 559417 is your item number for those. We do have other patterns on the show as well, which I want to show you, and these are sort of considered sort of premium patterns. They're absolutely beautiful. These are the Avid Seamstress patterns, and they are lovely. Look at that sundress. Absolutely perfect for this time of the year, this kind of outfit as well, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. 278463 is your item number. Again, for a pattern to run sizes 6 through to 22 is absolutely tremendous, isn't it? So that's 278463. There are other patterns on the show as well. We've got the day dress. Oh, that's very glam, isn't it? That's very glam, isn't it? That's very summer holiday. I like it. 015504 for that one, again £16.49. You can see as well all of the fabric requirements are actually on the patterns, and all the pictures from the front and the back of the packaging should be on the website as well. So if you want to match that up with the fabrics that you are actually getting as well, it is tremendous. I love it. So this one is the coat pattern. Oh, I love that. Actually, you know what? Now's a good time to start thinking about making coats, isn't it? Getting towards that time of the year. It won't be long. It won't be long. 847837 is your item number. Okay, next one. We've got the A-line dress. Well, that is really smart, actually. And that's where having a dress form will really come into its own, actually, for something like an A-line dress. Being able to mark out that hem and it match your bust size, your waist size, your hips and everything else, I think is really, really good. 864769. Now, you know we always find you needles in haystacks here at the craft store. Get yourself ready. If you work with fabric, 612150 is your fusible sew iron-on white natural interfacing. Now, this is a whole 10-metre bolt of this that you are getting, which is ordinarily $29.99. Today, $19.99. Now, I'm hoping that we have got enormous stocks of those, but I think with that kind of deal, however big the stock is, it ain't going to be around for long. So if you want it, 612150, the whole 10-metre bolt of that fusible iron-on. It's brilliant. 612150 at $19.99. Right, let's go back to our one-day special then. And this is this wonderful body double. It's just the most brilliant way of describing it, Rosella. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, why do we need one?
Okay, because it is be careful with that. It is a body double.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is you're going to recreate all your lumps and bumps and curves and dips on this particular body double.
Okay.
And you're not going to be embarrassed about that. It doesn't matter what size it is. It doesn't matter that actually I'm going to have to pad up here because I have lots of underbust here.
Yep.
This is going to be me, and what it means is that actually when I do create a piece of clothing, it's actually going to fit me, and that's going to be great because that's exactly what I want it to do. So where do we start? Well, the first thing we've done, and I've actually just done this, is as much as you can, make it your height. Because we've got the great, and you mentioned this, Derek, we've got a hem marker on this, but unless it's actually at the same height, then we're never going to actually know.
Yeah, it's no good.
Well, absolutely, exactly where it is. So it's very, very adjustable. You can see it's in panels, so our chest is going to adjust sideways, because the other thing is if you measure yourself and you measure yourself, you don't know all the way around how big your back is, how big your front is.
Yes.
So if you've got a fuller figure at the front, you need to measure from there forwards, not from there forwards, because otherwise all you're going to do is end up with clothes then that are really saggy at the back.
Absolutely.
And tight across the front, and they're not going to fit well.
Yeah.
So you've got to start measuring yourself, and you need to make a note of these measurements.
And you're going to be very brave in these shows, aren't you?
Yeah,
I
don't care. I'm going to measure
do your
myself.
own measurements, aren't you? Bless you.
This particular pattern, the Avid Seamstress, and all their patterns, all of our patterns on our show are really great. They're all paper patterns. You can see this is one of mine. I love the fact that you've got gusseted envelopes for these. If you've ever had patterns in the past and you try and force them back into the packet, they never go.
Yeah.
But what it's also got on here, that's the bit I want, is there's a little card on how to take measurements. So it shows you how to do the measurements, but then it's also got a little area for you to make a note of those measurements. So you need to do this. Now that's your measurements now in time. Do remember that, because actually if you do lose a little bit of weight, maybe you gain a little bit of weight, that's the great thing about having an adjustable mannequin, is you're not then restrapping lots and lots of wadding back on it. All you're doing actually is turning a little dial, and it's like, okay, yeah, okay, that was the Easter eggs. That's fine. We don't mind about that.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Yeah, we can deal with that, can't
Yeah.
we? So the first thing you want to do is measure your bust. So forgive me for touching parts of me, and I'm going to do that for the next day.
I'll avert my gaze, I think.
Now, ideally, you need a friend to do this, because...
And we are friends, Rosella, but
Well,
I mean,
we're not that close.
There's limits. There's limits to friendships, aren't there?
So you want the fullest part of your bust,
Yeah.
the apex of your bust, which is basically your nipples. Okay, we've said it. It's out there. That is where you need to measure.
Apex at this time of the night?
Now, what you do need to do, and I'm just going to turn, is it needs to be straight. So if it's hanging down, you need it, which is why if you've got a friend just for the measuring, then that's really great. So you're going to measure that at the fullest part.
Yeah.
You need to measure it with your favourite underwear on, or the underwear that you're planning to wear for the dress that you're creating. So
Right.
maybe it's, you know, lots of oomph.
Do you plan those kind of things, do you? See,
Yes,
boys don't have to
Derek,
do any of
we
this,
plan
do they?
those sort of thing. Well, we have a selection of favourites, and it's
Oh.
likely to be one of those. If I'm
Okay.
going to go for this lovely drape and I'm going to go for that pink carnation, I'm not going to wear a black bra.
No, 'cause you-
ideally.
no.
Probably. Possibly, who knows? I'm going to perhaps go for a skin-coloured bra.
Yes.
So I know which one to go for.
Oh, blimey,
So
it's a minefield, isn't
we
it?
measure. Well, now you see that's already moved because I'm already 2 inches bigger. Perhaps I'll just keep with that measurement. That's fine. This is like my wish list. All right, we'll go for 38 on that. That's fine. Now this is in a top. I didn't think you'd want to see me in my underwear, to be fair. The other thing you need to do is your waist. Now, excuse me, just for one moment, I just need to pop and get my tape. So just have a look at the mannequin, just for 1 second. Great. Let's come back it. Right, and my scissors. Okay. and back. So for your waist, if you get a piece of ribbon, yep, that should do. Tape measure will do it. Bit of ribbon, anything at all. You want to tie it around your natural waist. Now, your natural waist...
Yeah, where is that?
If we do this, we'll do our aerobics.
Oh, where the crease...
Yeah, it's where you bend.
Ah.
So it's not necessarily here to hold our trousers up, and it's not necessarily down there. It's actually there. So what you're going to do, and I can't tie it around my natural waist because I've got mic packs and things attached to my trousers. So
yeah, so it's going to make you slightly higher waisted than expected.
It is, or quite a lot larger than anticipated. But anyway, but you want to keep that on for a while. So we'll say that's our natural waist. And if you haven't got anything attached to your back, ideal. Go back to your tape measure, and you're going to make a measurement there. Well, we'll hope that's not my natural waist. There you go. It's close enough. We'll say 32.
Yeah.
So you're going to make a note.
Considering you are fully clothed as well.
Exactly.
We don't expect you to go that far.
No, I'm just not.
No, I mean, Kirsty's just asking as well. You should be in the privacy of your own home, in the all together when you're taking your measurements.
Or
I guess.
in your underwear.
Right. Okay.
Because, you know, certain age, with your underwear, things pop into place where they weren't before. I can't even say that. I'm going to go straight onto hips before I get into trouble here.
Yeah.
Now,
Probably best.
Now your hips.
Yes.
So this has got to be the fullest part of your body. So measure it a few times. I've got a 39. Oh, I've got a mic pack there. So we've got right up to 41 on that bit. And we've gone down to 38 on that bit.
Yeah.
So again, go for the biggest that you can. 30. Let's go for 39 on that. All right, so that's our three major body parts. Now we're going to fine tune it. We're going to do a neck. Now, your neck... Again, I'm struggling to get that round because I've actually got wires around my neck, which you won't have, or bolts or screws. So, comfortable. We're not trying to choke ourselves with any of these clothes. So, we've got 14.5. So, I'm just going to write neck 14.5. Now, I need my back length. Now, this is going to be really tricky to do on my own, but you're going to do it from the nape of your neck. The nape of your neck is where you've got that bony bit at the back of your neck. If you're doing it yourself, maybe put a necklace on and then measure it from that necklace, because that tends to sit quite nicely.
Okay, right.
And then what you're actually going to do is you're going to measure from that bony bit, and if I just turn, and you're going to then measure down, stood on my tape measure, to your bit of ribbon that's round your waist.
Okay,
so
right.
you've then got your back length on there as well.
Yeah.
So this is why we've still got this bit of ribbon.
Stand up as straight as you can.
That's right, and it's quite difficult to do this bit on your own. So if you've got a friend, we'll go for 16 inches.
Yeah.
So that was our back, wasn't it? Okay. If you're doing cuffs around your sleeves, you want your bicep. Now it's just tricky again. You'll want your bicep measurement, won't you? And you know, be Superman, get the largest bicep measurement that you possibly can.
Okay.
So we're now on 28 inches.
Oh.
12 inches.
How many? Check
12.
out those guns, eh? Whoa!
So, and you've got to just keep adding measurements whilst you're there with your underwear on and you've got a helper.
Yeah.
Then get as many measurements as you can. So underbust, we talked about underbust. A lot of people, me included, have a big measurement under our bust. So there's not a massive amount of difference between my bust and my waist. I sort of go for, you know, once upon a time I had a waist before children, but since then it just disappeared and never came back. So my underbust is 34. And that's also going to help you with cup sizes as well. So you're going to measure that. What you can also do then is sort of measure sides. You've still got this bit of tape here, so any measurements you can, you know, maybe from your upper bust as well, just under your armpits as well, just so that you make sure that absolutely everything fits. I've lost the end of my tape measure now.
It is 3 metres long.
It is a super tape measure, it really is. Especially if you're 3 metres wide.
You could take the measurements of the world's tallest man, couldn't you?
I could, couldn't I? And breathe. 36, because actually you want to be able to breathe. So that's your upper bust measurement on there.
Okay.
So you've now got a whole string of these measurements, and it's time then that you can then start adjusting your mannequin. Now I did talk about from the sides to the front and from the sides to the back.
Yes.
Yes, you can measure from the sides to the front yourself. The back might be a little bit more tricky on your own. We'll try it. We'll start with the back. So
is that, so where's that from then?
it's your side seams, Derek. If you were stitched up the side.
Oh, so the middle of there?
Yes.
Round the back?
Yes, round the back,
Okay,
so that
right.
you know which of your chest measurement,
Yes.
which is the back and which is the front, and ideally they should add up. So, and then you're going to measure again.
Oh, okay, right. So the combination of those two measurements, obviously the front ones and the back ones, stop you from
Having a saggy back in your clothing or a very
indeed
tight
a
front.
tight-
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I did the wrong
Yes.
gesture there. You know what I mean, don't
We're
you?
going to
Don't
have
wanna
so
be-
much fun with this. So I think
I know.
it's about a
It's the wrong show to give to a boy, isn't it, really?
20 at the front.
But I know how great these are, by the way, because even if you feel like, well, I just make the odd bit and piece for me, this is going to make things so much easier. Because if ever you've made a top or a blouse or a jacket or something for yourself, and someone you know has loved it and sort of said to you, oh, you wouldn't make me one of those, would you? To have their exact measurements and to be able to, you know, create it on the body double, which is what the adjustable form is all about, it means that you can be more confident in actually making it. And of course you can then turn into a designer, because you can kind of go patternless then almost, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to do your own draping, you want to create your own patterns, then yeah, absolutely, you
Because
can
you
do
can
that.
pin fabrics directly
That's
to the
one
form.
of the great things
Yeah,
about this is if I just get some pins, that yes, you can, and you are going to be pinning bits to this form anyway, because as you do it, you are going to, but you can see that yes, you can then pin to this.
Yeah, and that's the thing also that allows you, even on the size ranges that this goes to. So the one-day special is this one here. So that goes dress sizes 8 to 16. Bust measurements go 33 to 41. Waist goes 26 to 35, and hips go 36 to 44. But you might be thinking, well, okay, well, I might be a size 12, but actually, my waist is more than 35 inches. So what do I do then? This won't work for me, but you can make it work for you.
Of course you can, because you then can put your pattern pieces on here and you can see actually where it might need a little bit of adjustment.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe it does go in quite a lot, but you don't.
Yeah.
Then it's time then to just ease that out a little bit.
Yeah.
And it just means it's so very, very useful. The other useful measurement you might find is your front as well. And that's, we tied our tape around our waist, and you're also going to do that on your mannequin as well, so that you've always got a natural waist for your mannequin too. And that's sort of going to stay on there, which means that then you can play around with your
So
waistlines.
whatever else you change, you won't adjust that waist.
Well, it'll always be that height, won't it?
Yeah, yeah,
That is your natural waist height.
Yes.
So how do we actually adjust this? So if you're making very small adjustments, this starts at around a size 8. If you're a size 10, then you're probably just going to adjust it by turning the dials. If you want to go a little bit larger, maybe you're going to go from an 8 to a 14, loosen the neck first. So can you see that? You just press that in. Let me do that again. Press that in.
Yeah.
And that will open it up, and we will adjust the neck back down to your measurement afterwards.
Yes.
And so all you need to do, you can see how tight it gets, and then just by turning it you can see how loose it gets, and that makes it a whole lot easier. Just before we start measurement, let me just show you on the side here. We talked about the 11 points of adjustment on here, and you've got the little wheels here, so you're going to create it larger, you're going to make it smaller.
Can I just, at this point, tell you that there are a lot of adjustable forms on the market where these points of adjustment are like a little keyhole, and they give you a key to put in it to actually turn it round and adjust it. And those keys, you get lots of them because they break all the time and they're a real faff. And of course you can lose them. With the wheel, you have no worries about that whatsoever. They stay in place forever.
That's right.
So you don't have to worry about losing bits. And this is very easy to put together, by the way. This doesn't come fully formed and all made up for you. It comes to you, and we may show you in the 8 o'clock show, possibly, how we put this together out of the box. It's very, very simple. But for this first show, I wanted us to kind of go over why we need one and why it's just so darn good. because this is such a good price to get one. I mean, you've seen adjustable forms retailing. You've seen, I'm sure, versions even on the television, £300, £400, £500 for the like professional tailor kind of look. And actually, you're talking about less than £100 here. You've got it forever. You only ever need to buy it once, and it does such a myriad of different things.
Yeah, it certainly does. This, you'll notice, has got little tape towards the sides of the wheels, and that's so that you can personalise it. So let's say that I'm going to create this to fit me, then perhaps I put a little R on one of those sides to say that's Rosella's measurements for this, this and this.
Oh, okay.
However, maybe Franny, my daughter, because when I made this fruit dress, she says, oh, I'd like one of those. So maybe I measure Franny and I put F on that side. So I know then that when it's showing that that's actually our personal measurements. It's a great idea if you are creating for not only yourself but for someone else as well. So let's turn you back round. We need names for all of them as well, don't we? Absolutely need names.
For the measuring points. Oh, for the actual forms.
For the actual forms, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, should we start with the main one? Should we call her something beginning with an F?
F.
Should we call her Fenella?
Fenella.
Fenella form.
Fenella.
There you go. It's got to be one that starts with an F, hasn't it? And then we'll go to the others as we progress through the show.
So let's measure Fenella's topper form. So we're at 18 there. We need to increase that to 20. So we're then going to, and you can see just how easy it is to actually increase that. Now, if you are increasing it by a substantial amount,
bit more.
Do all of them. So work your way around rather than just do one, because then you might find that the wheels get a little bit tight because it's like, okay, yes, Superman.
But also one of the top tips here is if you're going to adjust this, so if you're thinking, okay, well, it comes to me and it's all closed up at the beginning and I know I'm not a size 8, you might be saying, well, I'm a 12, so I'm going to open them all up, and you'll go to one of the wheels and you'll try and open one wheel completely up. What you need to do is do little by little, work your way around and keep working your way around little by little. Don't try and do one completely and then go to the other side and do that one completely. Do it little by little all of the way around, because then you won't stress the joints on the actual workings of the form itself.
That's so true. And you can actually see inside, I think we can see through probably because we've opened it up, just exactly how you can see this. So I'm going to take just a few moments to do my chest and start working on this. Just before I let you go back to Derek, I just want to show you, can you see this here? I've got my fingers grabbed under there. Underneath, there's an adjustment to lengthen. We talked about having a longer body or a not.
Yes.
So if you are long in the body, then you can actually bring the mannequin down as well. So this is where, again, that measurement, back of your neck to the waist, front of your throat to the waist, is going to come in there if you do know that you are long-bodied.
And that's really, really important as well to get that bit right, because if the body on your dressmaking isn't long enough and you've worked out the hem based on the body size of the mannequin as it is right now, and that's not you, then your hem's going to fall maybe not where you thought it would.
Absolutely, yes. And then you sort of look at it and you think, oh, because I know that often you'll buy shop bought garments and maybe they've got to gather high up on the bust, and you put them on and it's like, oh, okay, well, that's an interesting look I hadn't thought I was going to get.
No, absolutely. OK, right, let's just do a reminder, shall we then, of what we've got on the show. So the one-day special is the adjustable dress form. Now, this is the small size, so this runs dress size 8 to 16. And again, let me run through bust, waist and hips again for you. So bust 33 to a 41, waist 26 to 35, hips 36 to 44, all in inches, of course. And that is our one-day special. Now, if I can just talk to you for a second, the price that we should have this on for, and this is purely a numbers game for this over this 24 hours, because the stock we've negotiated here is a sufficient enough stock quantity-wise for us to say not £150 or £149.99. We can actually slash that price by a third, which is very unusual, unheard of, £99.99. But here's the magic of what we can do. Because that £99.99, you can break down into 3 flexible payments. No long, complicated sign-ups, no credit checks, no hard searches, nothing like that. Interest-free, 3 payments of 33 and 33, which is really, really good. I have to say, these are an absolute they are a godsend if you're a dressmaker, because they stand still. You don't need to make them a cup of tea, which is great, which means you can get on and do the dressmaking and everything else. The sizing is accurate. You can make it like a body double to you. It's absolutely phenomenal. It really is. And this is an opportunity for you. And can I say, the fact that we've launched this on a Saturday night and it runs into Sunday, I would say on television, fabric days, always the weekend, but Sunday is always going to be probably the larger of those 2 days, I would say, just on average. So you watching this show right now, fortune favours the brave, so you can get ahead of what will happen tomorrow, because what will happen tomorrow is there will be a lot more fabric makers' eyes on the screen of the craft store tomorrow, confirmed, to a opposed to a Saturday night. OK, I've just heard it confirmed that once the stock that we have got of both of the options, so the one-day special and indeed the larger version, which I'll come to in a second, once the quantity has gone, that is absolutely it. Certainly if it does come back, it probably will have to be at much closer to that £150 mark, which is the price it's suggested that we should really be retailing this for. We're doing it today as a one-day special, and we've got to make it special. And there's no point just saying, oh, will you make a £4 saving? Because you'd be like, oh, big deal. You know, 150 quid saving £4, it's not really going to butter any toast with me. £50 saving, though, because that's £50 to buy fabric. That's £50 to add to your stash in some way. It's brilliant. And breaking it down makes it really, really easy as well. Right, so that's the one-day special. So we have got the larger mannequin as well, and that's this one here. Oh, right. Now, we only have, of the one-day special stock, we do have, I would say it's a considerable stock. I wouldn't say it was massive. I'd say it was considerable for a one-day special. This, we only have a tenth of in the number, and 40% of that stock. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Approaching 60% of the stock of that has sold out. Gosh, this won't be around tomorrow, Rosella, then?
It won't, will it?
This won't be around tomorrow, I don't think, at all. Approaching 60% of the stock already. Now, this runs sizes 14 to 20. And let's do the... sorry, Marcus. Let's do the bust, waist and hips for those as well. So bust on the larger size, 39 to 47. The waist, 32 to 40. And the hips, 41 to 49. Now, when we give you those numbers, you can add to those numbers. You can on both of the adjustable forms here. What you would actually need to do is actually pin some wadding to the extra size that you need to add. You don't necessarily need to do that. I mean, if that was a waist, for instance, you could visually see that there was enough kind of wriggle room. You're at the maximum. You need to go a little bit more. You could see that there was the wriggle room, but you can actually add wadding and padding, particularly if you are heavier busted. And I think that, you know, that may be one of the main kind of areas where you might need to add, because as you can see, she's quite generously, you know, pre-gifted, but you might want to add a bit more. Honestly, I can't believe I'm talking about these kind of things. It's amazing. Anyway, now we've got Fenella as our first one. What should we call this one? Have you got any suggestions? Drop them in, studio@thecraftstore.com. So we have Fenella, which is our one-day special, but we have our slightly fuller Fenella here, and we'd like to give her another name. So 771851 is your item number. Can I just quick mention, I know we haven't had time to mention it yet because we only have an hour, and it's just never long enough for a show like this, because really we should dedicate the whole hour to the adjustable form. But we also have machines on the show today as well, which I haven't even mentioned so far. We actually have... Yeah, we've got the T65, the Britannia sewing machine. We've got that in. We won't be using it in this show, but we'll possibly see it in demo either later or tomorrow, I would guess, with Rosella. So the Britannia T65 is there. It's on Flexi as well, so it is under £500. It has got a range of different, I think there's something like 60, 64, 65 stitches.
65?
The things my brain holds sometimes is bizarre. Oh, T65, right, OK, maybe that's the clue. That'd that'd be a good reason to call it a T65, wouldn't it, really?
Fantastic.
Blimey, they know their stuff, Britannia, don't they? Anyway, so that's under £500. It's not the only machine on the show as well, because I also want to show you the cover stitch as well. Now, I have never seen the cover stitch before. We've got it physically in the studio as well. But for finishing your garments, for hemming your garments, there's a number of different stitches, isn't there, on the cover stitch machine? Would you just, in a nutshell,
yeah, absolutely.
Tell me what it will do.
It basically it gives you the perfect hem. If you're stitching jersey, if you're wearing a t-shirt now and you have a look at your cuff, you'll find that it's got this sort of, worn black to make it really difficult.
Yay.
You've got this sort of crisscross, and it's got, on the outside you've got 2 rows of stitching, and on the inside it's crisscross, so it's actually finished and hemmed at the same time, and that's using 2 needles. On this you've actually got the ability to use 3 needles, and in several different positions. You can't just hem with it. I mean, there's a black and white spotted top behind us, a Frida top, and I've actually stitched the entire garment on the cover stitch. It makes hemming though an absolute dream. If, like me, that's not your favourite pastime, to be fair, it just makes it so easy. You fold it over, it's finished, it's wonderful. So if you've not actually used a cover stitch, it's worth having a little bit of a Google, just have a look at it. And this one is a cracking price. It's great value for money, because I did just that.
Yeah, brilliant. And they're only just back in stock. There's only such a small number of them, again, in stock as well. There is more detail if you shop the show and have a little look on the website as well. There is more sort of background information there as well. Right, fabrics next, very, very quickly, before we go back and continue our overview of the adjustable form. Oh, the Bumblebee fabric in the drape fabric is now a technical sellout, so I'm technically going to remove it, shall I? Yes. Shall I? Yes. Well done if you managed to get it. It's coming out. It's coming out. Yeah, buzz off you. Buzz off you. Auntie Molly will look after you. Right, we have 5 other options. I'm not surprised it went straight away, because with these you get a 3-metre length of this beautiful, beautiful drape fabric. So this is the white spot fabric, which is beautiful. That's not a sheer fabric either, is it? He says, I've got lots of layers of it here, so let me try and get down to 1 layer. Oh, no, it's not a sheer at all. Look, here's my hand, it's coming. There you go, so you can't see me through that. No. So there you go, so that'd be perfect for blouses. And... Oh,
but skirt, it would just hang beautifully, wouldn't it? Can you imagine a gathered skirt on that?
Yeah, something with a nice gather would be beautiful. Then we have got the pink carnation, which is very, very summery. Do you know, actually, this would be lovely just for a nice sort of a throw or a sarong or something like that. Or maybe we'll design something later with it. I
think we should play with that, don't you? We could have great fun. But, yeah, that's what is perfect. Maybe a little shirt just with a pair of jeans, something like that. It's really going to dress up an outfit.
Yeah, beautiful. Then we have the navy and pink waves. Again, I'm going to do the sheer test. Hang on, there's a hand coming, Marcus. Hang on. There you go. Oh, so that's a nice fabric with a gorgeous body to it as well, isn't it? That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's very sophisticated, actually.
That is very,
is that skirty fabric?
Well, I'm thinking actually quite a nice dress, little navy jacket, maybe wedding, something like that.
A bit like a sort of Breton-y style. Yeah, that could be quite cool. Very nice. We can do all this designing later. Well, actually, I say that. We've only got 10 minutes of this show left. This one is pink floral, and I love this. It's really nice because it's got that kind of mono finish to it. Again, this is definitely not a sheer either, but very, very lightweight. Just perfect kind of makeup,
kimono,
isn't it?
I'm thinking for that.
Yeah, for this time of the year, just perfect. You know, when we're all overheating, even I came in today, first show, and I was overheating, and I thought, hang on a second, I don't think there's such thing as a menopause, is there? I don't think. Certainly not when you're in your late 20s plus VAT, surely. Menopause. I mean, I'll just get grumpy. That'd be the only thing that happens to me. Just get grumpier, should I say? Grumpier, Molly. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Okay, and then the last option is your white floral. Actually, it's not a white. It's an off-white. It's a creamy white. Again, not sheer.
Winter white, I think, isn't it? Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Like
I think it'd be very springtime as well, actually. But
maybe an ecru colour.
Yes. We're liking that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Fabulous. Anyway, 3 metres of either of those, £13.97. Bear in mind, we've sold out of one option as well. When it's gone, it's gone. So everything we have, we have. Right, here is your cotton lawn. Oh, possibilities with these.
Oh, yes.
These are perfect for what we're talking about tonight as well. Now, I know that the stock that we have is the stock that we have here, and I know that these two florals, they do shade out this fabric a little bit, and I don't want you to disregard this fabric. In fact, I'm going to reorder them because I'm going to put the florals together, just because otherwise, yeah, new order time. Only because this fabric is so delicious, but it's going to get shaded out by the sheer party that the other two bring. So we've got a metre of fabric. It's 145 was the width on this, wasn't it? 145 centimetres. It's a very subtle fabric, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is absolutely beautiful, and that's going to create the most lovely dress.
Yeah.
I think. Do you, Molly? Yeah, definitely.
Can you see the waft from a distance? Look, look. Ooh,
the one thing cotton lawn does is hang
lovely.
Absolutely beautifully when
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
ironed up, and it's one that doesn't require a lot of maintenance. I do like a cotton lawn. There's actually the sundress behind you. It's not in one of these fabrics, it's in a lawn fabric, and you can see how it just, once it's got pleats, but then it just drapes down from there, and it hangs, and it's beautiful to stitch as well. It really is. It's a nice fabric. You'll like it.
It's stunning. And let's just, I mean, we can't go without mentioning these two because these are wonderful. I feel like I'm blending in with this one. I'd actually prefer that blue than this blue, to be honest with you. I'd have a shirt out of this, definitely.
Yes. Yep.
That's really nice. So it's his fuchsia floral and cobalt blue, cobalt floral and fuchsia floral. The cobalt's blue and the fuchsia's not. So there you go. It's a metre and it's £12.99. Well done. Right. OK, that's enough of me and fabrics.
OK.
So where did we get to? So
well,
you've matched up your... Oh.
We're doing pretty well.
Oh, I can see a brassiere now.
Well,
oh, look, I've seen it all tonight, I tell you now.
It's got to be done.
Right, go on.
We took that underbust measurement, didn't we? Now, when I get the underbust measurement on here, my upper bust doesn't fit. It's too small. So there's not enough contrast between that and that. So we have to add a little bit contrast like we do at home. So here it comes. So what are you going to...
Very rarely lost for words. Very rarely. But I just don't have anything to add. And Marcus has gone for his trade shot, MCU shot, which is very close.
Okay. So this is now the other thing you do want to do on your mannequin is stand it side by side. Check your shoulder height. Check your boob height. Okay. So it needs to be on here. Needs to be about the same height as on here. Okay. So you need to do this. But what you're going to do now, if you're my age, you won't have done this since you're a teenager. You need to put stuffing in there. You know, like we did when we used to go into town. So you can either pop a little bit of toy stuffing in there, little bit of wadding in there. I've never known Derek lost for words before. And you're actually going to pad your mannequin to fit you, because it's really important that this mannequin does actually fit you. So you're gonna pad that out, and you know this is an underwire bra. Who needs one of those nowadays since lockdown? That's gone out the window, hasn't it? So you just then gonna measure it again.
Hayley, come help me.
It's no good asking for help.
Save me. Save me.
So you're just going to check your measurements on that, and maybe this is the bra that you're actually going to wear with the garment that you're actually going to create.
You're actually telling us that this is your favourite one. I don't even know why I'm asking that. I have no idea.
I know you don't want an answer to that.
No,
Derek.
I don't. No. Move on.
The other thing we did talk about is if you've got lumps and bumps, that you know, you've got your own particular special lumps and bumps, little memories that are in there, then what you can do is you can add to your mannequin. So, you know, maybe you have got a high hip bone that is slightly more prominent. Then what you can do is that you can actually then pin wadding to, what did we call her? I forgot, Fenella.
Fenella, yeah.
So you can actually, I think you had a pin under your bra, dear. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, she did.
So you can pin, if necessary, where exactly you need it. And then when you've made up Fenella, and she's not looking her best, bless her, is she?
Not really.
What I do with my
She looks
mannequin...
like she had better nights.
with my mannequin at home, because actually when we make clothes, that's a little bit of a, you would actually smooth your wadding in a little bit better, perhaps put a layer over it.
Yeah.
But then what you want to do is slip something over it. This is actually, I took this off my mannequin this morning as we came out, and it's just a little slip then, and that just then smooths her over.
You know what I've just noticed as well?
Go on.
That brassiere that Fenella's wearing there, the straps are two colours. There's like two tones to the strap. They're partly teal blue and partly purple. Is that a thing with bra straps?
She's a classy girl, Fenella.
Very, very designer.
So what you would do then
That's
is
better.
when she's a little bit more modest now, and Fenella's going to look pretty cool in your craft room and your sewing room, so you want her to look nice. Pull that off, dear. Right, and you would then, she's got an awful lump at the bottom.
She's doing that thing where she's showing her bra straps and...
she's very trendy. But this is how then your model is going to look. And so if you have added to it, then it's going to smooth it all right. You could also perhaps use something like a jersey tube that's a little bit more close-fitting.
What did Marcus just call you?
I don't.
Talking of what we should call things, just very, very quickly, we've had an email from Jane in Warwick.
Oh, hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane. Thank you for your lovely email. Thank you for making me say all these things I'm about to say. Mind you, I mean, like anything really, anything goes now. We've got literally a minute and a half. We wanted a name. We've got Fenella, which is the one-day special. We wanted a name for this one. Jane's come up with quite a few, actually. Bigarella, maybe.
Yep.
Plusarella. Chesty Backstitch. Madam. And... Hugh Chanda. Or Hugh... Oh, no, I don't know. I'm not even going to guess what that could actually be. I'm... yeah, no, we could... I don't know, could we go with Chesty Backstitch? Well, I think we could. Chesty Backstitch. I'm not doing any of these shows tomorrow, am I? I can leave you with that name, can't you, for the rest of the 24 hours. Chesty Backstitch it is then. Fabulous. OK, just to let you know, by the way, on the larger size, which is the size that fits size 14 to 20, 2/3 of the stock has sold out and gone. I have to say, Rosella, it's been... Look, oh, my word. Right, listen, thankfully, you're in Hayley's safe hands in an hour's time. Do enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much, Rosella. Right, I might just go and have a little lie down. I'm going to the safe haven of marbling next. Be back with Rosella and Hayley.